Hello, welcome to the programme. I'm Lewis Vaughan-Jones. This is BBC News Now. We're going to start straight away with some breaking news here in the UK just in the last 30 minutes or so. Police leading the hunt for a man they wanted for an attack on a mother and her children in South London. Believe his body has been recovered from the River Thames. Let's take a look at a map now to see where police say a body has been recovered from. Close to Tower Pier there. This is close to Tower Bridge in central London. So police have found a body in the river there. Officers had recently said they believe that Abdul Shokoor Ezedi, who is a 35-year-old refugee from Afghanistan, went into the river and died hours after the attack. Let's take a look at some of the last CCTV footage in the Black Hood there. This is Chelsea Bridge, a bridge further up the river in central London. These were the last pictures of him, and police believed that he went into the river, and they have now found a body. At about 4 p.m. on Monday, police say the crew of a passing boat, these are older pictures, but a passing boat reported they had seen a body in the water, and the body was recovered by the Met's Marine Policing Unit. But the body has been seen by detectives working on the investigation. Let's speak now to Charlie Rose in our newsroom. Hi, Charlie. Bring us right up to date with what we know.
Yes, good afternoon, Lewis. As you say, the Metropolitan Police have released a statement in the past half an hour. This is a huge police investigation. This has been a huge police investigation ever since that brutal attack in Clapham on the 31st of January. This investigation has involved the Metropolitan Police, of course, the British Transport Police and Northumbria Police, because Abdul Shokoor Ezedi has links to Newcastle. But the Metropolitan Police have now said this investigation appears to have reached a conclusion. In a statement, they said at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, the 19th of February, yesterday, the crew of a passing boat reported they'd seen a body in the water at Tower Pier, EC3, that's East London. So that's probably a mile or two, maybe a little bit more from downstream from Chelsea Bridge, where Abdul Shokoor Ezedi was last seen on CCTV at 11:30 at night on the evening of the attack on Wednesday, the 31st of January. The police say a body was recovered by the Metropolitan Police's Marine Policing Unit and has been viewed by detectives working on the investigation. Commander John Saville from the Metropolitan Police, he's been giving regular updates to the media over the past few days and weeks as this search for Abdul Shokoor Ezedi, their suspect in this attack, has been ongoing. He said, based on the distinctive clothing Abdul Shokoor Ezedi was wearing at the time of the attack and the property found on his body, we strongly believe we've recovered the body of Abdul Shokoor Ezedi. We've been in contact with Abdul Shokoor Ezedi's family to pass on this news. He goes on to say, as you may expect, after a considerable period of time in the strong current of the Thames, formal identification is not possible visually, nor is identification possible from the fingerprints. We will work with the coroner, he says, on other ways to complete formal identification, such as DNA testing and dental records. That may take some time, he says, but they believe this is the body of their suspect in the Clapham attack, Abdul Shokoor Ezedi. So just to give you a summary of events since the 31st of January, a 31-year-old woman and her 2 young children, aged 3 and 8, were doused in a corrosive alkali substance on a residential street in South Clapham. A figure in dark clothing was seen fleeing the area, and he made his way to the nearby tube station. He was then tracked on CCTV throughout London at Tesco stores and at other parts of London such as King's Cross and getting on the Victoria line. Eventually, after detectives scoured hours and hours, painstakingly, hours and hours of CCTV, putting up a reward for information leading to Abdul Shokoor Ezedi's arrest, a reward of up to £20,000, and searching properties in East London and Newcastle, where Abdul Shokoor Ezedi has links. They finally tracked his movements, his last known movements, to Chelsea Bridge in London at 11:30 at night, 4 hours after the attack. in South Clapham, just next to Clapham Common, 4 hours after that attack at 7:30 at night on Wednesday the 31st, and then he was seen at Chelsea Bridge at 11:30 at night the same evening. He wasn't seen leaving the area, nothing to suggest he left the bridge. According to detectives, he was seen pacing up and down and leaning over the bridge, but nothing to suggest he left the area, which is why detectives, the Metropolitan Police, developed this new theory that he'd fallen into the river. And now a body, detectives believe it's the body of Abdul Shokoor Ezedi, has been found 3 or 4 miles perhaps downstream east of London, next to Tower Pier. So that's why police are saying they believe their investigation is now reaching a conclusion. Of course, as they were saying, formal identification is yet to take place, but Abdul Shokoor Ezedi's family, they say, have been informed of this latest discovery. Now, the 2 young children were being treated in hospital. Their injuries originally were thought to be quite serious. Later, it came to light that they weren't as serious as first thought, but their mother, a 31-year-old woman, had been sedated in the hospital after being attacked, after being doused in that alkali substance. They say, detectives say they're pleased to report the condition of the 31-year-old mother has now improved. She remains in hospital. She's in a stable condition and no longer sedated. Detectives say they still haven't been able to speak to her, but they do hope to speak to her, obviously, as part of this investigation, as soon as they possibly can. But today's news is that at 4 o'clock yesterday, a body was found in the Thames, quite a distance downstream from where Abdul Shokoor Ezedi was last seen on Chelsea Bridge. A body was found in the Thames at Tower Pier in East London, and formal identification of that body is now beginning to get underway. The Metropolitan Police detectives believe that body is that of their main suspect in this case, Abdul Shokoor Ezedi, an asylum seeker who successfully claimed asylum in the UK after 2 failed attempts, and is believed to have come to the UK from Afghanistan over the channel, across the channel in a lorry.